Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for November 3rd, 2025. The voice of the Lord is over the waters, from Psalm chapter 23, verses 3 through 6. The voice of the Lord is over the waters. The God of glory thunders, the Lord over many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. The Lord breaks the cedars of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon to skip like a calf, and Sirion like a young wild ox. Now, in these verses, David turns our attention to the awesome power of God's voice. The scene he paints is dramatic. Thunder rolling over stormy waters, trees splintering, mountains trembling. It's a vision of nature responding to the presence of its creator. David doesn't describe a gentle whisper here, but the roar of divine authority. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. So when David speaks of the voice of the Lord over the waters, it likely recalls the great storms formed over the Mediterranean Sea and swept across the land. Now, to ancient Israel, the sea symbolized chaos and danger. Yet David declares that God's voice rules over it all. The thunder and lightning that terrify humanity are simply instruments in the hands of the Almighty. His voice is not lost in the storm. His voice commands the storm. The cedars of Lebanon, well, they were famous for their size, strength, and towering symbols of durability and pride. Yet, even they shatter at the sound of God's command. The Lord breaks what seems unbreakable. The same power that shakes the forest also makes mountains like Lebanon and Sirion skip like a calf. What is immovable in human eyes leaps to life under the Creator's voice. The earth responds to His word. Now, this display of divine strength is not meant to frighten believers, but to deepen our awe. The God who speaks with such force is the same God who speaks to His people in grace. The thunder of His majesty reminds us that His word carries weight, that when He speaks, creation listens, and His will is done. For Christians, this passage points us to Christ, the Word made flesh. The same voice that commands storms to still and mountains to move also calls us by name. His voice is powerful enough to break the proud heart and gentle enough to comfort the broken one. In both thunder and whisper, God reveals His glory. So when the storms of life rise, remember that the Lord's voice still rules over the waters. The power that shakes creation is the same power that upholds and protects you. Listen for His word above the noise and trust that His voice, majestic and mighty, still speaks peace to His people. God's peace and many blessings be with you. And thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others.